All right, the watch list video for Thursday, June 9th. Just showing you SPY, still grinding higher. This lineup here is all-time high, so not much volume, but doesn't matter. It's working its way towards all-time highs. Don't know if we'll hit it or not, but suffice it to say, bulls are in charge. So I'm not in love with my watch list tonight, but you never know. Like I said in last night's video, and I say it a lot, all I need is one good trade a day, to make a nice living from trading. So I don't overtrade at all. I'm very patient, and I wait for proper setup. And I try to teach that as I do it, practice what I preach type of thing. So this CBYL is still kind of in this flag pattern, goes back on watch tomorrow for a potential long. CETX, if I take today's candle out of it, this is what it looked like coming into today. So it's ahead of itself and looks a little toppy, and then today decent volume again and right back up. So this one has potential to head higher, so I want to watch that one for potential long. VHC, nice pop. It broke above this high and this high on an intraday basis before closing at 505, but maybe a red to green in that one tomorrow. That one's getting less and less resistance. So CLRB is just still kind of just tagging along after this pop and a secondary pop. Just goes back on potential long watch tomorrow. Remember, guys, I'm a day trader. I'm in cash every night, so I'm just looking for stocks that might give me make me some money tomorrow. All right, and I'll be back to cash for the closing bell. All right, so that's important to understand. I'm not looking at long-term plays here. I just want to find stuff that can give me some money tomorrow. So I focus on recent high relative volume stocks. I've got 6 monitors. 4 of them are populated completely with charts, and it makes it gives me better odds of seeing a setup in one of these that I'm showing you, or maybe a gap play tomorrow as well, and conveying that to our chat room as it's setting up too. So that's kind of my mindset. Anyway, so CBMX had this pop back here, but gave most of it back, and nice support now for the last few days. A secondary pop, but gave that back again. But then today starting to inch up. So it's interesting to me over 344. I'd prefer to see some news in it. It's extremely low float stock, and in this environment, a lot of these low floaters are going crazy. So I want to watch the CBMX tomorrow, although I'm not in love with it. Also, I don't like to trade stocks under $1. I rarely do, but I want to watch this RADA tomorrow, RADA, because they had this pop on Tuesday, and then an inside day on Wednesday, but nice volume. And then in after hours, this went all the way up to $1 before settling in at, I think, 78 cents. So up here is where it closed in after hours. So this one might give a decent percentage gain tomorrow. Even though I don't like trading stocks under $1, it goes on watch. Not in love with this one, SPEX, but it did give a pop, but gave a lot of it back. So that's kind of why. Heck, you know what? I'm almost inclined to just take that off my list. It's not that interesting to me. BSPM had this huge pop today, gave back a lot of it, but you know what? What's that one? HMNY. Let's look at that. On this day, it went from $1 to 10 before closing at 722, and I think most traders would look at this and say, you know what? This is probably going to just fall apart from here, right? With all these people underwater and what most of us would deem a stupid move, right? And then look what it did the very next day and the next day. So with that in mind, that's kind of the environment we're in. BSPM goes back on watch for tomorrow. We might get a low-risk setup in that one. Just having it on one of my monitors, on one of my charts, could give me the opportunity to find a nice setup for the group. So we're going to have it on watch. And anytime you get a volume spike like this in a lower float stock, you want to watch it for pretty much the next week or so. All right, I make my living following recent high relative volume movers, right? That's really all I focus on, since I know I'm going to be in and out tomorrow, and not hold anything overnight. That's where the money is for me, all right? So my mentality, log in every day, make some money, and get back out. It's kind of tantamount to being an investor, but if you do things right, every day your account grows instead of having those days where the whole market goes down, so your account balance comes down. If you have the luxury of being in front of your screens every day, in theory, and hopefully most of the times in practice, I can make it to where I'm growing my account every day and not risking anything while I sleep. So anyway, enough of that. BOSC is really getting quiet here, but it did find buyers again under 3. Had this huge move back here. So again, having that on a screen on a chart might allow me to get a low risk setup. It had just almost no volume today, so I'd almost have to see a volume spike in that one before I get interested. MOC also had the gap up. I think they had a contract with the TSA. So this one, while I don't think it should have popped and held this move, it's almost round tripped. You've got 3 red days. That's a good chance for a bounce tomorrow. LBIO still in this flag, no trades in it today, but finding buyers under 8. That one might give a follow-through pop tomorrow. And then lastly, CALI, kind of the same type of setup. Big pop and reversal, and then another red day. Might have to come in some more, but potential bounce tomorrow. Hopefully we'll find some gappers in the morning as well. Trading's actually been going pretty good for this low-volume summer. I'm certainly not overactive. I'm averaging probably 3-4 trades a day. Some days a lot more, but usually that I try to log in every day and say I'm just going to take 1 or 2 trades today, and then if the market permits, I'll catch more than that. So anyway, enough of that. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.